a law that says the state cannot spend public money on higher education for prisoners. So what we've done is do it anyway. I think, to me, this is the single most amazing thing about this program, is that we have had no money and we did it anyway. It's heartening for us to see. It's heartening for me. When I started out, I thought, oh, you know, nobody's gonna come up here and give free time. You know, you have to be weird to teach a whole semester up here. But you know, we have never actually had to recruit teachers. People keep hearing about the program and saying, well, you know, I can teach economics, I can teach math, and it is the most amazing thing. So really, the fact that all this has happened is due to those of you in the audience. We all work together to make this happen. And we'd like to recognize you tonight and to thank you. It would have been easy for Scott Franks, who is the superintendent here, to say no to this program, because it is an incredible amount of work for them. But they didn't do it. When we went to talk to Scott about expanding the program, he said, well, I don't know, but we'll make it work. And that kind of attitude really is what makes it work. And so I'd like to thank Scott Franks, and Karen Bertine is here, Marjorie Peterson, and who runs the Community Partnership Program, and they have an awesome trio in that office, Linda Thomas and Robin Joannis Zachary. Don't you all want to stand up and give a hand? I would also, while we're on DOC folks, we would like to give a special thank you to Vince Kavanaugh, who is the officer out in the PAB. And when you deal with a big system like this, often people's first response to something is no. Sorry, no, it's against policy, it's against the rule. Officer Kavanaugh is not that way. His approach is to see how we can make this work. He'll always say, well, sure, we can do that. And it makes things happen, because there's so much that we have to do, so many hurdles to get around, that having people like that in place in important places it makes it all happen. So, but I thought you might just be interested in a sample of what we have to do, what Marjorie and Linda have to do. They have to arrange classrooms, permission for textbooks, rulers, compasses, clearances, call-outs, various kinds of trainings, log plans, guest apps, program apps, special event apps, and constant changes to all of the above. So we are very appreciative when we manage to pull something off. I'd like to introduce you to our teachers and volunteers. These, could you stand up, folks? I think we'll be hearing more from you later. UBB teachers and volunteers. These are wonderfully talented folks, faculty members at universities and colleges around the area who volunteer their time, drive all the way out here over and over again to volunteer their time. And one of the things that makes UBB really work, I think, better than a lot of programs is the Prisoners Advisory Committee. We have a committee of 13 men who are involved in the program out here and who meet with us weekly and help us figure out, what needs to happen to make the program work. Could you stand up? Prisoners Advisory Committee. And then there are the families, the people who are here tonight because of the husband or brother or son that you love and you're supporting in their efforts efforts to educate themselves. So could you stand up and let us thank you? And finally, the students themselves. Some of them are the same as the advisory committee, but some aren't. So let's thank our students. I'd just like to say one other thing before I sign off here. I'd like to read a note that we got on our website from one of our students in here. And to appreciate this gesture, you pretty much have to understand that the inmates who have jobs here generally make 42 cents an hour. And so we got this note saying, as a UBB student at WSR, I am now taking responsibility and sacrificing my paycheck to not only show my dedication to wanting to learn, but to show leadership. I choose to start out by paying half of what is on my spendable account by donating $30. I am making a commitment to furthering my knowledge by every month donating half of whatever I personally make to show I'm not one to just drain Penn's money without contributing something of my own. So our next semester starts in January. We have a phenomenal lineup of teachers, something like 10 classes. Teachers from Evergreen, Antioch, Seattle U, UW. We're out of money, but we're scrambling to find some, and I'm sure we will with your help. And I would just like to thank you for the privilege of teaching and working with your sons and husbands and dads and brothers.
Isn't she phenomenal? Our next presenter is a tenured professor of sociology at Evergreen College. We are blessed and truly fortunate to have her as one of our UBB sociology professors. She's passionate about her community service work with the urban youth. She's a prize-winning filmmaker at the prestigious Cannes International Film Festival, and she has co-authored several books. You're about to see a film she made of her current sociology class about a sociological concept called sociological imagination. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased, very pleased, to present Dr. Gilda Schiller.
Oops, sorry. Well, I'm usually behind the camera or in front of a class, and this film, first of all, I want to thank my students. Would you please stand up? My present students in the sociology class. These gentlemen right here have taught me a lot about being a teacher. Every time a teacher walks in a classroom, you learn a lot. But these gentlemen have taught me so much about compassion and the importance of scholarship of sociology, not just as theory, but also as practice. So I appreciate you so much, and I have a great deal of respect for you and all the things that you have opened up my mind to understand. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And your family should be very proud of you because you're representing them well in the classroom, tremendously well. I don't need to say anything else. You know, I teach another class next quarter. I'm very proud to do that. This film was like Mr. Sankali said, it's a discussion about a sociological concept. So you'll get to see what I learn every time I walk into the classroom. So we want to make this into a bigger film so that we can maybe use it as a fundraiser for UBB. What do you think? Look. I mean, come on! Yeah. Because of the wonderful work. I mean, it's one thing to be here, but it's another thing to hear what the young men are saying. Not so young men, some of them are saying about how they're learning. So caveat, you know, it's old equipment, so it's pretty, but you know, the equipment makes it not so pretty. We hope that the audio comes out. The audio is pristine, you know, just wonderful, pristine, but